All right, so I'm doing a review for Friday. Let me check what date it was. I already forgot. It was January 26th, Friday, 2024. I'm going to do a little review session, kind of going over the setups in the AM, and there's a really good example of how you can use standard deviations to know where you should and should not engage it in long or shorts. But getting into this right here, as you can see, we had 8:30 open right over here, and as you can see, this whole entire past 2 weeks, we've been ranging probably the first 30 minutes off open. Especially today, this was horrible. I remember on the stream, I was like, man, we can't catch a break. We just keep getting horrible action in the AM, and then usually at 9, we'll get a delayed Judas down or something like that. And as you can see, we got to move down here. We had midnight right here and some sell side resting right there, and I believe we did have I think it may have been a 15-minute or something, fair value gap or something was there. But going off of that right here, you can see we did induce that, took it, flipped right there. We inversed that 1 minute. We started to form into a buy program with all this low resistance liquidity residing right here. There actually was a good 15-second one right here. I did end up taking this. I feel terrible because it was too fast to even kind of make a note about it on the stream. ARK didn't take it. I know that. But we did have these two lines right up here are signifying a 5-minute fair value gap, which is going to act as a magnet for price, as well as my mind just went blank. We had some low resistance liquidity resting right here. These relative equal highs are always going to act as a magnet for price, especially when we start flipping and start respecting bullish PD rays after we've been trending down, grinding down early in the AM right there. As you can see right here, like I was saying, it's going to act for a magnet for price. Right there is that line over on the 15-second. We had this clean setup right there. We displaced above this high right here. Created a tiny little 15-second fair value gap, and this one did dabble around for 45 seconds before ripping up and hitting all 18 points. This one did only have 1 point of drawdown right there, but as you can see, just as I said, that 5-minute fair value gap is going to act as a magnet for price, especially using it as our higher time frame. I do want to note something. This one did only have 9.25 points to reach, but this is one of those instances where I would be comfortable because overall structure did look really bullish coming into today. And as you can see, we did have some liquidity points right up here. And then getting into the next one we did take on the stream, this was a TP break even. We came up into this higher time frame, -2, -2.5 that I had marked on the 15-minute. So automatically there, I'm going to be seeking more shorts than anything until we get a clean close above. We displace above it and start supporting it and continue up. That's where I would start seeking longs up to the -4 standard deviation. But right here, this, like I said, was the second one we did take on stream. Obviously, we put this low in right here. We did take out buy side liquidity over here. I don't think we may have had some SMT there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we did. But besides the point right here, we would have been tagged in on this second candle right here. Even though there are equal highs up there, they are repricing a fair value gap, so I would be okay with that. Obviously, it's going to be a lower risk entry. But like I said, you'd been tagged in there, and this one did go 7.25 points before continuing back up. And then this was the one, before I started recording, Derek had a question on. Let me bump up to the 1 minute over here. As you can see, the 1 minute we have right here. So we did take out some sell side, right here. We took out some shorts and started to displace back up. We inverse that fair value gap. So automatically, to me, this is going to be the target right up here, right? In normal conditions, when we are not in this specific zone, which I'll go over on the 15-minute and show it marked, right here, I'd be 1,000% okay with taking this because we are so close up to this liquidity point. We should just spool up to that and take it out. And I think, let me check there. Yeah, there's 10 points of room right there, so I'd be okay with that. But the main reasoning behind why I personally would not take this, if I had this zone, this -2.5 mark, let me bump up to the 15-minute right over here. Excuse my drawings. But in London session, I had marked out the standard deviation. This is that manipulation leg before we start to turn back up. As you can see right there, that's kind of what I was saying about bullish PA. We did start a trend. This just looks like a really clear market maker model to me. But that's that -2, -2.5 that I had marked it off right there. So that big gray box that you see right here dragged over is right there. So automatically I will be seeking shorts until we get a clean displacement, strong displacement above it and start supporting it and start continuing back higher, making new higher highs. and lower lows. So that's kind of the thought process behind that. Obviously, if you did not have that -2, -2.5 marked out, you would have got burned on that. But future-wise, if you are looking over stuff and want to learn more about standard deviations, that's why the importance of them are so important. Even right here, I remember Ark had said that initially he thought that this 15-second over here was a chase, right? However, even he kind of looked back on it and was like, yeah, that was actually really, really good, because standard deviation-wise, this is our manipulation leg right here, right? We haven't even reached the -1, which is technically going to be the retracement area, right? So we have that -1 up there, so this would be 100% okay, because we are just now reaching above that 0.5, somewhere around this area, and then we could use these as targets up here. Well, obviously the higher time frame is going to hold a little bit more power. As you see right here, we did have this buy side resting right up here, but this -2 and -2.5 was never met, solely because that 15-minute was already there, and it's going to hold more power than a 30-second market maker model, if that makes sense. And then getting into some other setups, I believe this was a 15-second, some PM examples. Was this one? This is the one you took, right, Ark?
Yeah, it was a 15-second.
Yeah, so we had this one. We did have a 15-minute fair value gap right up here, which, just as the 5-minute, is going to act as a magnet for price, which honestly I'm very, very surprised we did not reach up into this. This is just engineering liquidity for later on that we were going to take. But in this instance right here, you can see we are clearly displacing up. We're expecting bullish PD arrays and expecting to continue to maybe come up and take out some of that buy side right up there, right? But this setup right here, obviously we displaced above this high. We do have another fair value gap put in right there, but as long as we get tagged in within the second candle of that initial, where that initial break is on the second candle down here, that is 1000% okay. This one did take a little bit of heat, 9.75 points, before coming up and hitting 6.75 points, so you would have been at TP break even on that. And then this is a really, really good example too of incorporating CISDs. This was a 15-second right here. So we had taken out some internal sell, this, you can deem this as an internal sell side, because we did have, let me mark it out so it makes sense. We had this sell side right down here, this line right here. We had this internal sell side that we came down and induced, took out the higher time frame one. We displaced up, had our CISD right there, change in state of delivery. Goodness gracious. So from there, you're automatically expecting buy side to be the next target, maybe some of these resting highs up here, or just some imbalances up here, right? So this is a really, really quality example. This is just literally the second-legged distribution of a market maker model, even on a low time frame. This is exactly what ICT usually wants to trade. He said this is his favorite time to enter in a market maker model, because it's going to have the fastest spooling, and it's going to get to the target as fast as possible. And you can see that's exactly what happened right here, right? We displaced above that high, had that fair value got created, you would have been tagged in right there. And that first candle, and this one did only have 1 point of drawdown again, which is just awesome, awesome. And this one did end up reaching up to 18 points right there, as you can see. And then there was also a good little short example. Even though we are still technically in a market maker buy model, what do we need to do before we continue higher? Take out sell side, right? And this is a wonderful, wonderful example right here. You can see we're starting to slow grind down. We're creating all this low resistance liquidity right here. We have this very ominous low right there, very obvious wick. And 9 times out of 10, I'll tell you all this right now, when we get that initial displacement, no matter how big it is, at some point, more times than not, we're going to come back to that initial low that took or filled a imbalance right here, usually in that CISD area, this specific area right here in that box. We will refer back to that sell side right there. And specifically in a market maker buy model right here, obviously it'd be vice versa if it was a sell model. But you can see we came down, we wicked that low, and then just absolutely ripped, which can be used as a target, especially when you're in the low time frames, right? So obviously right here, we have this low right here, displaced below it on the second candle. You'd have been tagged in right on the second candle right there. And this one did have enough room to reach down to that sell side rate. It had 12.25 points, and it actually did end up going 13 before reversing and continuing higher to that 15-minute fair value gap that we had marked out there. And I think that's really it that I wanted to cover for today. So if y'all have any questions, just feel free to send them in here. Let's go to, is the standard deviation 2 to 2.5 impactful enough that it should be added to the rules in general, you think? I wouldn't say so, because here's the thing, right? My goal with this model was to present something that's going to be relatively easy, rule set wise, for people to get a grasp on. Obviously, everyone's going to come from a different background of knowledge, and I'm not expecting people to automatically know how to spot correct standard deviations, which is exactly why I'm trying to teach it in Layton's like simple forms, because spotting a manipulation leg can be very, very hard, and you can trick yourself into not taking setups more times than probably not. So if I'm being honest, for most people, I would probably say using standard deviations wouldn't be super impactful, just kind of understanding if we're in a steep premium or if we're in a steep discount, what you should entertain. Does that make sense? Because like in that example, using what I just said, this one up here, if you zoom out a little bit, what are we in? Huge premium. We're way up here. Took out buy side right up here. You're expecting automatically a retracement back into the range, right? If you completely delete these, does that make sense what I'm saying? Just kind of gauging where we are structure-wise. Obviously, you'd be favoring shorts down here, or longs down here, and then up here you'd be favoring shorts. That's why I was such a big fan of that initial 15-second short, that second one that we had taken on stream, because we had already taken out that higher time frame buy side, and we were starting to trim back down lower. We started disrespecting bullish fair value gaps right there, close below that inverse right there, or that fair value gap in there, turning it into an inverse. We had 5 equal lows down here to possibly target, but market had other things in mind right there, but even then that was still a TP break even. Glory. Y'all got any other questions? Any other setups or just things you want to kind of pick my brain about? Feel free. I think that was a good recording though. Kind of explained some good things. Art, you got any?
Yeah, that was really good
stuff. I just kind of got the zone. I'm behind for this week. This week news. I need to get that posted. The market news this week is crazy.
Mm-hmm. And we got no news Monday tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow Tomorrow I'm probably gonna wait till like 9 to even entertain anything. Yeah. I haven't reviewed Friday PA, so no question here. Yeah, I mean overall Friday was pretty clean. Obviously, like I said, AMs have been sloppier, and PMs are starting to get a little bit cleaner, quite a bit cleaner actually. But just know, like, usually AM, like when we're getting stuff like this, I will always avoid it until we get a clear direction. I don't want to get caught up in this mess. Dreaming. I didn't take any trades in AM. Yeah, probably for the better, honestly. Even though there's a winner and a TV break even, action in an AM wasn't the best. Obviously, we did have this good move up here, but you can see we just started to range over from there, which usually sets up for a quality PM, which we relatively got right here. Started displacing and actually moved. How much did we move in PM? From 12, that high right there, into close is 116 points, which was fantastic. That was good. Took that on more of a mechanical, instead of really knowing where we were in price, lesson learned. I was close to getting qualified, so I kind of forced it. Yeah, and I mean, that's part of the game. I know that's like one of the biggest hurdles for a lot of people is when you get close to that passing level, like when you're within a couple $100, it really takes a toll on your psychology. But if I'm being honest, that's kind of where you need to take a step back and kind of analyze and be like, okay, I need to be as strict as possible. I need to only take an A+ setup if I see one. Right there, that would have been an A-. So if I'm kind of within that area and I'm still trying to get really good at this, I would only be taking that A+, especially in that instance. And I want to say, like, I remember the first account I ever passed. This is the most irritating thing in the world, right? So I had this winning trade, right? And I was only like, I think $500 from passing it. and I had this winning trade, and it put me $2. Or actually, I was over the threshold, right? And I closed my trade, and it dropped like last second, and it put me $2 under the target, and I froze. I was like, I don't know what to do. It was the hardest $2 I've ever made in my life. But again, you just gotta be disciplined. Take that A+ only, and you'll be perfectly fine. Nothing to worry about.
You have been.
Hey,
I've noticed
I mean that means one thing: you are really damn close to passing a lot. A lot of accounts. I've blown an account needing to get $4 because I didn't factor enough commission to get YOLO trade. Yep, exactly. It's all a number on the screen, my friends. Once you can fully grasp that and not let it hinder your emotional ability and the way your brain functions, that's when you start seeing some crazy stuff. I love that, Eric. I'm glad. Like, I honestly, like, the past, like, couple months have been really eye-opening to me because I didn't expect, honestly, the support of the model, but seeing people just absolutely kill it is just, it's nothing. Like, I didn't expect it to be the magnitude it is, and I'm so grateful for it. Love it, yes. Love it.
I'm like 150 away from my next 50 KP. I don't even look at it. Actually, one of the trades, if I closed it out, I would have passed it. But I just I don't see. I try not to see it that way.
Exactly.
I just follow the procedure.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. Like here, I'll look right now. It's like $142 away. And yeah, one of the trades was up like $200 on that, and I could just close it out and passed it. But for me, I do better by not touching it. Like,
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly. That's why even my journal,
Yeah.
my main thing is percent gain. I'll take a peek at the monthly P&L, but like, I could really care less. I care more about how I'm executing, how well I'm performing. P&L, that's just a side product of how well you can execute, in all honesty. Yeah.
For sure there.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
1000%.
As soon as I manage the trade, I will mess up 8 out of 10 times. That's why when I'm in it, like that last PM trade I took, it took like 9 points of heat. I could have been like, oh, this is not going to work, and close it out just for it to like come back and hit your TP once.
Exactly.
And you're just going
Exactly.
to feel so crappy about it. So
Yep.
I just don't even touch it. If I commit to the trade, I commit to it. That's it.
Exactly. Spot on. That is the quality thought process right there. Basically takes all the guesswork out of it. Predetermined everything.
Gotta be a robot. Oh,
Yep.
That's what I tell myself, just be a robot. That's it.
I just get my putter and just start practicing putting while I'm in a trade.
Yeah, you can. You can. Sometimes I'll step away, be in the trade, step away, get a glass of water.
Before I started
And then
streaming,
here
that's
you
what I
stop
would
it.
do. I'm a robot.
There you go.
Love that. Had to. I know. I was about to say, hey, we got some gist in here since y'all was not here. It's all right though. All right. Any other questions? I know some people are probably watching some Google on here. I don't know if you are or not, but we'll get a couple more questions and then we'll wrap it up for
the night, and then obviously since we're VP,
the night,
obviously
and then
we'll
obviously
be live
since we're VP, obviously
tomorrow at
we'll be
normal
live
time, 8:20.
tomorrow at normal time.
Obviously, we'll
8:20
probably
a.m.
be a
CST.
little bit patient.
Obviously, we'll probably
just
be
because
a
it's a
little
no
bit
news
patient.
Monday, and I'm not trying to
Just
jump
because
the
it's a
gun.
no news
Especially
Monday,
when
and I'm
I
not
have
trying to
a
jump the
super
gun.
high impact
Especially
news
when I
day,
have a
or
super
news
high
week,
impact
actually
news day,
refrain from
or
that.
news week, actually
So obviously
refrain from
we'll be a
that.
tad patient tomorrow, and probably
So
wait
obviously
till
we'll
about
be a tad
9-ish,
patient tomorrow, and probably
to
wait till
kinda
about 9ish.
get going and start looking for some
kinda
setups. And
get
if we
going
get
and
clear-
start looking for
clear
some
action
setups.
for 'em,
then if we
by
get a
9,
clear
obviously
clear
we'll-
direction
we'll
formed
hunt
by
for some
9,
sun, but
obviously we'll hunt for some
Eight
sun.
all
thirty,
about,
pretty
all
short.
about establishing that discipline.
All about establishing that discipline.
Big boy Arnie. Yeah, dude, this week is gonna be.
Big boy Arnie.
I'm
Yeah, dude,
very
this week is
curious to
gonna
see
be.
what the volatility
I'm
is
very
gonna be
curious
on.
to see what the
Wednesday, 'cause we
volatility is
got
gonna be
FOMC in
on.
the
I think
PM.
Wednesday because we got FOMC in the
initial
PM.
NFP.
We got
morning.
initial NFP.
It's gonna be
that
really,
morning.
really crazy.
F1
It's gonna be
more
really
than
really
NFP
crazy.
days.
Has there? Is it?
Has
I
there-
don't think it's usually NFP
Is it?
and FOMC
I don't think it's
usually don't
usually
line up, do
NFP and
they?
FOMC usually
Correct me if
don't
I'm
line
wrong,
up.
but
do
I don't
they?
remember the last time.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember the last time.
Yeah,
They,
but I don't remember the last time they lined
yeah,
up together.
but I don't remember the last time they lined up together.
I could just be like completely out of it right now.
I could just be like completely out of
Yeah,
it right
I can't.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
don't
can't.
remember
Yeah,
ever really
exactly.
being
I don't remember them ever.
If anyone
really
is
being
planning a vacation, do it this week.
together. Oh, I'm gonna come visit you. I'm gonna come visit
I'm gonna
you.
come
Yeah,
visit
seriously.
York.
No, I'm just
Hey,
kidding.
I'm gonna be
What?
very
No, I'm just
defensive.
kidding.
Yeah,
Very defensive.
Yeah,
Because you will get chopped
Yeah.
up.
exactly.
exactly.
But the good thing is, with those.
But the
big,
good thing
big,
is, with those big
news drivers, we're gonna get
impact
some
news
clean,
drivers, we're
some
gonna get
large ranges,
some
and
clean,
hopefully
some
get
large
some
ranges,
quality
and
moves on the
hopefully
way
get
up
some,
or
some
down.
quality
That's
moves
really
on
gonna
the
be my
way
focus
up
this
or
week.
down.
Hey, what
That's
up,
really gonna be
Rafi?
my focus
We
this
literally
week.
just wrapped
Hey,
up.
what up, Rafi? We literally just wrapped
Chit-chat,
up.
going over questions.
We're just chit chatting, going over questions, talking about
The news week we got this week.
the news week we got this week.
Pull it up real quick.
Pull it up real quick.
Oh, does it pause my screen when I go off?
Oh, does it pause my screen when I go
I
off?
still see it. I
What?
see your news.
Oh, I don't know why my thing went up there.
Oh, I don't know why my thing went up there. It's odd.
Ooh, and we got. Oh my goodness,
and
we got the last day of the month
Oh my
too.
goodness, we got the last day of the month.
This
too.
is gonna be
holy.
this
This is gonna be
awesome. It's gonna be freaking electric.
awesome. It's gonna be.
I don't
freaking
think
electric.
Wednesday I'll touch PM.
No, I'm not. No
Yeah.
shot.
Nah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Get this
No
screenshot.
shot.
Wednesday I'll just
Send
look
it
at
in.
Get
it.
this screenshot. Send it in.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah.
Okay, we got 1, 2,
Wow.
3,
How
4,
many?
5,
Okay, we got
6,
1, 2,
7,
3,
8,
4,
9,
5,
10,
6, 7,
11,
8,
12,
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13 red folders in a week?
13 red folders in a week?
Sheesh.
Woo!
And there will be clean setups. It's just
Oh, 1000%.
you gotta be
1000%.
like,
1,000%.
on it.
1,000%.
Yeah, exactly. Rafi, you
Yeah,
got any questions
exactly.
about Friday?
Rafi, you got any
there
questions
wasn't
about
really anything
Friday?
crazy.
There wasn't really
I did
anything
go over
crazy. I did go over that.
Inverse you took was freaking
That
beautiful.
1 minute inverse you took was freaking
Beautiful.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, inverses were very clean that day.
Yeah, inverses were very clean that day. Very.
No hezzy. Yep.
No hezzy. Yep.
I did get the review recorded.
I did get the
So I'll get that uploaded
review
on YT.
recorded though.
if you
So I'll
want
get
to
that
rewatch
uploaded
it.
on YT if you're wanting to rewatch anything.
I'll watch the review. Okay, cool.
I'll watch the review. Okay.
Yeah, it should be up in probably 30-ish.
Yeah, it
minutes,
should be
because I'll
up
get
in
it posted
probably
here in a second.
30
I'll go ahead and end
minutes
the
because I'll get it
recording.
posted here in a second. I'll go ahead and end the recording.